there is breaking news concerning Roman Reigns. And coming up in a bit, we'll be discussing some very sad news about Sasha Banks. Roman Reigns recently made his return to WWE TV on Friday Night SmackDown. However, he was only involved in a few backstage segments. He never actually went out in front of the crowd. Is there some sort of crisis currently going on that is causing him not to be able to fully be on WWE TV? Well, we just found out exactly the truth about the current situation with Roman Reigns and WWE, and unfortunately, it's not good. WrestleMania Backlash will take place on May 8th, and so far, Roman Reigns is missing from that pay-per-view. There is no match scheduled for the WWE Universal Champion. Now, a few weeks back, on one of Roman Reigns' rare appearances on WWE TV in the past month, he was confronted by Shinsuke Nakamura. Many fans believed he's going to face Shinsuke at WrestleMania Backlash. However, that so far has not been true, as Nakamura and Roman have not been involved in anything since that one time on SmackDown a few weeks back. But now there is speculation that the feud between Shinsuke and Roman has been canceled, and the reason why Roman Reigns returned to SmackDown this past week is so he can begin a feud with Drew McIntyre, and then they will have a match at WrestleMania Backlash. However, there's something very upsetting and disturbing involving Drew McIntyre and Roman Reigns, and unfortunately, law enforcement will have to get involved. Prior to the WrestleMania Backlash pay-per-view taking place, WWE is planning to really start building up the feud between Drew and Roman, as we will see Roman Reigns get arrested on live TV. The plan is for Roman Reigns at some point to lose his cool and then viciously attack Drew McIntyre. Roman will just viciously beat down Drew McIntyre, where police will have to get involved, and then they will have no choice but to arrest Roman Reigns for viciously assaulting Drew McIntyre. And Roman Reigns will be put in handcuffs and then hauled down to the local jail to be processed. This will be a very sad and upsetting segment on WWE TV, but it will be part of a storyline because the feud is starting very, very late, and they didn't have a month to build it up like they usually do before a pay-per-view. So with Roman Reigns arrested, this is a great way that WWE has figured out, okay, let's really amp up this feud quickly and get people to tune in to the pay-per-view. Unfortunately, Roman Reigns will have to spend time in jail. Sasha Banks is involved in a very sad situation. On a recent episode of Monday Night Raw, Sasha Banks was a bridesmaid for a wedding that took place in the ring. The wedding involved Reggie marrying Dana Brooke, as well as Tamina marrying Akira Tozawa, and Sasha Banks stood behind R-Truth during the ceremony, and this was a fake wedding. It's all part of a WWE storyline dreamt up by WWE writers. It's not real. So knowing that this is all just make-believe and not a real wedding, many fans found it very odd that as Sasha Banks stood there as a bridesmaid for this make-believe wedding, she began to cry. She began to tear up and then shed tears. Tears streamed down her face. She even at one point had to wipe away the tears from both eyes. And many viewers who saw this wondered, is she acting? Pretending it's a real wedding? And because people cry at weddings sometimes, so she said, oh, it's part of my acting, I will fake cry. But many fans believed that this was not fake crying. They believed that this looked real because they saw real tears during this fictional double wedding. So the question becomes, why would Sasha Banks actually cry during a fake wedding on Monday Night Raw? It could be because there are rumors that Sasha Banks is currently involved in a very messy divorce from her longtime husband. And seeing this fake wedding was just too much to handle, and she broke down in tears in front of thousands of people in the arena. Sasha Banks got married in 2016 to a man named Sarath Tun. At the time, he was a wrestler, but then he would go on to become a backstage costume designer for WWE, and they seemed to be happily married. However, in recent months, the two stopped posting pictures together on social media, and then Sasha Banks would show up to events without her husband, whereas before they would always be seen together at these events. Most recently, Sasha Banks showed up alone at the WWE Hall of Fame ceremony on WrestleMania weekend. Everybody else seemed to have their significant other, but Sasha Banks sat there, and allegedly the reason why she was all alone at the Hall of Fame was because she is in the middle of divorcing her husband, and according to rumors, the divorce has been very, very hard on Sasha because she makes a lot more money than Sarath Tun, and she unfortunately has to give a lot of her money away to Sarath Tun, and it's going to make her almost broke. What are your thoughts about the rumor that Roman Reigns will be arrested on live TV as part of a scripted storyline? And what are your thoughts about Sasha Banks crying real tears on Monday Night Raw and the fact that she is allegedly divorcing her husband, Sarath Tun? Leave a comment below and give me your opinion. And don't forget to subscribe and click the bell notification so you are notified when we upload a new video.